would have been good. You could block the projectiles of Rise too. Anyway, enough with that cell. Hostile takeover.
They got the
see if that's big.
For Braum
Yeah, I had the chill. We'll see if it's big. I will say the neutral objective on the map, which FPX and Shadow, just where they're at, can't contest. So nice pickup. I like the rotation out of JDG a lot.
Now they're going to look for a play here, but Shadow's trying to match onto Ala. However, he flashes away and joins the rest of his team. It's now a 4v2 that is opened up for JDG, and they certainly are in favor of a situation like that. Looks like Sheer's going to try to just leave Shadow out to dry, going to try to find maybe a little bit more damage or maybe burn a summoner spell on somebody, but it's not going to happen. First blood goes over to JD Gaming. It is Shun to pick up the lane.
Like at the moment, just how... Oh, yep, we're going to make a cross-map play. Alva, no flash.
We'll see if round 2 works any better, as Sheer does have that Conqueror fully proc.
Yep.
The Roar of the Slayer is going to slow him down a little bit, but it's going to result in Shadow picking up the kill. So they do get eventually what they came for, but it's going to come at the cost of the Grubs going over to Shun.
Of course, if he does go into melee range, the Galio can always get stuck. That really isn't a world they want to be in. They want to let Rise get to those 2 items being completed, right? So I think the trade very appropriate here. So JDG, the win out on the map, but hey, at least Alwa's flash was punished.
If we're looking more to a micro sense, as he's on the Defiri, already has a kill, already has that Eclipse in his inventory. They're going to try to start up and complete their second Dragon of the game. Now let's see if FPX has anything to try to contest. Jway and Awesome are here. Fate's Call has come out. They're going to try to knock up the Nautilus, but it is buffered by the Dredge line, and that means that the rest of the response is in. Awesome's very low. Shun's going to dash on top of him and take the Misfortune down, and Ala, all the way from the top side of the map, will secure the Feats of Warfare and force Care to use that Realm Warp to escape. Dragon going over to JDG.
But how many positive interactions does JDG have into you when playing into a Pantheon? I think it's something that he's going to really struggle with throughout this game.
Yeah, I mean, he got put behind pretty hard, even from level 1, and has looked for opportunities in various side lanes with his solo laners, but there's just not enough damage just yet to especially take down the beefy solo laners on JDG's side at this point in time. The Thunder Sky will help, but not nearly enough against already double Hollow Radiances that have picked by both Ala and Scout, and that means they're pretty unkillable on these side lanes, and that has given a lot of time and a lot of space for Shun to work in the enemy jungle and also, of course, on those neutral objectives. That's now 4 for 4.
I mean, Kair's at least able to get bot prio before this dragon spawns, as Sheer is going to make his way up to catch this top lane that Alva's about to put away. So we'll say it's kind of a late reset coming out from JD Gaming, and frankly, a couple tools burned they won't have for a potential dragon fight. I think FPX, again, there's a real world where maybe they could start that objective, but instead, I mean, mid-wave killed and Rift Herald dropped, and FPX is here for the defense.
Another important note, not great at taking the dragon, but they're enough to take down Missing. As a great hook from Jway will find the first casualty here for FPX, as the Scion for Ala just runs all the way through the lane. Jway flash Dredge line will force Shun to pop in a target a little early. So a 5v4 is open out for the map. No Missing for the next 15 seconds. And FPX want to continue to look for this play. However, Jway could be caught out. He gets taunted up by Scout, but there's not enough damage just yet. But Shun with a fadeaway Q will shut him down. But Sheer's now overheated underneath the tier 1 turret. Looking to take Shun and Scout down. Realm Warp comes out. That Nefiri is now down for the count. And Shadow will land a stun to Ala. FPX find the fight that they want. A 3-for-1 will result in them heading towards the dragon.
Yeah, and it all kicks off with the conviction of the engage onto Missing. Jway lands a Dredge line, the immediate flash follow and bullet time drop. Took Renata and the hostile takeover out of the fight. Keep in mind, Fate's Call was used to skirmish before to try and find a pick that Jway was able to neutralize.
But they're going to get their health bars chunked pretty bad.
Look, I don't think things are this grim for them later on, right? Like, this is a really aggressive start, of course. 50-50s are a little bit Callista favored, and Shadow going to walk in.
Yeah, he's already pushed away, doesn't have that Aegis anymore, so it will be the Otacon most likely going over to JDG. And now Jway's caught out as well. The bullet time going to chunk all in a half, but nobody on JDG really at risk of getting taken down just yet. Fate's Call has been called in, but it will not find any knockups, as Missing will use it to retreat, and JDG get what they were looking for.
No flashes available to follow, and Shadow, that Grand Starfall is just coming off cooldown.
Be at risk of dying, but now
Fear?
With Jway push back, Sheer's gonna have to flash away as underneath the tower, JDG go. The equalizer comes, but it's not nearly enough to take anybody down. All let the flash on out. He will survive, come out with the heal of Missing, and it's now a 4v5 on the map opened up for JD Gaming.
Dropped the best equalizer he could, but you can see FPX, they were on reset. Both Jway and Shadow coming out of base, and Grand Starfall just came off cooldown for Shadow. So we'll see if they're able to oh, wow, they're using a Realm Warp. Okay, Pays, he's got no flash.
Oh, we're full sending it onto that flashless Kalista. The stun finally connects, but Pays is starting to glide. He's hop, skipping, and jumping all over FPX, and Scout will come in just for good measure. It's a double kill picked up for Pays as the over-aggression from FPX results in 3 of their members going down, and 2 more maybe to follow.
Oh, no.
Scout goes in for the flash 2-man taunt. Sean underneath the towers is going to try to find the kill on Awesome, and Awesome is down. It's a kill over to the Fury, and JDG have full control once again.
Hair and Shadow play that fight way too quickly. It's almost like they thought hostile takeover was used, because if you Realm Warp into a hostile takeover, things can get ugly.
It looked like a very good opportunity for FPX to start their scaling and start to come alive. Erased in the span of just 5 minutes time.
Hair gonna secure that top outer turret for FPX. Again, more gold trying to come down. As Care with that very early Void Staff and a lot of early pen.
Gonna immediately teleport to his tier 1 turret mid,
Okay.
join the rest of his team.
Whoa.
Oh, he Care! He jumps straight with the blast cone into a fully charged Q from Ala. And that is the mid laner instantly getting bursted down for Fun plus Phoenix. So JDG, they find their reward in the 5v4, and while it will cost them a couple of turrets mid, they should be able to pick up the Baron for themselves and try to put a stop to this one here. 3-man taunt will land from Scout, and now Awesome is forced to pop the bullet time a little bit early. The hostile takeover is coming, and it's going to allow for everybody on FPX to be locked up. Sheer will fall, missing, picks up the gold.
It's a
disaster. And already Baron is in the hands of JD Gaming, and it's going to come at the cost of even more. Awesome will go down, and now Jway and Shadow are on the run, but I don't know how far they'll be able to get here. Shun going to be jumping over the wall, look for the Pantheon, jumping in, but it's surely to be a lost cause. He Grand Star falls on out of there, but he'll leave the Nautilus to die. FPX fall apart at the seams as JDG now have full control of this game. For Care, but also really nice setup from Ala to make sure that he was in a good position to go for that, and now Scout's going to look for more. They've already found Awesome, and Awesome is down. Pays gets the kill, and Shun's diving onto the backline as we speak. Tier 1 turret, just the second priority here as blood is on the menu. A huge hostile takeover from missing underneath the tier 2, and that might just be the game right here. It is a clean ace picked up for JD Gaming as they make quick work of Fun plus Phoenix. They march into the base and they'll take game 1.
I mean, JD Gaming really waited for their prey this game. It was a couple of like fights they turned that created the scenario for them to find the Deathball grapes. And what a Deathball it was from JD Gaming as they cleaned this one up quickly. I mean, thinking to the big mistake, right? Hair taking that Realm Warp in with Shadow, the one that Jway wasn't able to join. Going from that fight to end game that quickly, that's really well played by JD Gaming. Do really like that JDG draft. I think their scaling is quite nice, and it's going to need to be the double globals coming in for FPX that gets them a lead and gets them going. And going to be really tough to do against a bot lane like Xayah Alistar. So Pays going to go off to his own devices. His team tries to wreak havoc and make some chaos where hopefully Pays can thrive. At the moment, the chaos that Mystic and Pays have been able to create leads to Shun walking down here at level 3, maybe looking for a dive.
Yeah, just heading straight down here, trying to lock down Awesome. Missing, going to start the tower aggro. Oh, the Falcoway is going to buy enough time, actually, for first blood to be secured by the Corki, but it should be a very easy redive, as only Missing was the one to go down, and Jway does not have a ton of HP or a ton of damage. They're going to try to go down with the crash down. That's just a lot of DPS onto Pays. End up doing too much, though, here for JDG. Is, you know, that one just gets cleared away very easily, and then FPX are able to secure themselves the first dragon of the game. So, despite that dive, taking Awesome down, it's a much better start here in game number 2. And FPX, again, they want to continue to play this one close. They feel like they are just as strong and run underneath the start, but Care is hunting. Care has that Unraveled Earth. That should be enough to at least stop the recall, and then they can fully commit to the dive. The flick does not connect, but Shadow is here as well. Pays in a whole lot of trouble with no summoners at his disposal, and it could just be Care running him down himself.
Care's
They're going to
flash.
try to just get on out of here. The flash forward, and the threaded volley will thread between Missing and Pays and take the Xayah down. He'll join any sort of situation here unless he just walks his way on up. And that means that FPX are going to get full control around these grubs. It comes at the cost of maybe 2 plates going Scout's way, but you're going to take that here if you're FPX. A much better start to this early game for them in game 2.
Good call and a good rotation, of course, with Shen. Send the Shen down bot. Can always stand United his way back up. So with threat of Shen ult, the 5v4. No fight for JDG. They're going to give that one up, and
and immediately gets flicked back, and the Dragon just has spawned, and Shin's still on the opposite side of the map. So FPX gonna be able to claim themselves another objective that gives them the feat of monster slaying on their side. So just one more kill or that first turret would result in the feat of strength going over to them as well. So small advantages, as we've said, and JDG I think are okay with giving up a Dragon at this point because they don't want to necessarily fight
past the rocks and didn't quite clear enough space. So
that's great.
A bit goofy looking there.
He's hunting for Scout right now, but Scout's just trying to play things smooth, calm, and collected right now. He goes forward, steals away the Crescent Guard, and pushes way back into the turret. That's going to be enough for Missing to punch him down and get a kill in Portal combat. It comes at the cost of his life as Shadow dashes in. That feat of strength picked up for FPX.
Feats definitely got buffed up on this match. Quite nice for FPX.
Oh, and that paid. Going to be targeted here. He has both of his Summoner spells and that Feather Storm, one of which he'll use here to get out from that 3-talent strike. And then the re-engage is pure from Shun and JDG. They get the kill on the Shadow, but now Karen's come forward with the Weaver's Wall. Shun forced the flash away. He could look for a Vault Breaker right back in, but with Awesome. Good farm, although be it just slightly in terms of gold, I should say. Who's doing well for himself as well is Sheer on this Shen. You can see him chunking out Scout very nicely, and now we get a 1v1 between the 80 carries, and Awesome just wins it. Triforce stiff, baby.
We'll take it away and another step towards securing his Ritual.
Talk about the power of Awesome's Corki in
FPX.
this team competition against the low-range comp that JDG do have. Looks like FPX don't want to fully start up this Rift Herald just yet. Now they fully turn to it. Awesome. Actually caught out in mid is JDG with a stolen away. Shen ultimate are going to go right onto him. Into the bounce house. Awesome goes, but it's going to get matched with a Stand United of Sheer himself. It'll be one shutdown traded for the other as both mid laners for 80 carry will drop. With that 1-for-1 open on the map right now, Jway is going to get taken very low by the Blade Caller of Pays, but FPX still feeling comfortable to potentially head right back to the Herald. They lock down Pays into the combo. He still has a Feather Storm and both of his Summoner spells available, so a dive would be risky, but now FPX have changed their priority. They're headed to the mid lane tier 1. They want to take this one down.
They do have 3 grubs. This should melt, and Pays has to respect it. Has, of course, everything up in his kit, but doesn't want to drop it for free, so I think this fall up is their fight after.
FPX still has
Shadow
a lot of ultimates to use. Over the wall, Shadow goes. It might have been too far, though, and Scout will take the kill, but in goes Jway. The Magnus Storm combined with a Seismic Shove is big, and Missing without ultimate will drop. Dragon secured by JDG, and they're going to be able to run away with this fight still. It's a double kill for Scout Silas, as FPX now are in a bit of a bad spot for themselves. Care going to get singled out, all with the Maiden doing a ton of work, and the kill will go over to Sean. JDG get 4 kills in the Drake.
Then it really is just Care being overwhelmed by the Brawlers. We get back to live. Alma's still down Flash for the trade that Care made earlier, and they're going to take him down for free. Still, JDG winning out on the play overall. They now have a gold lead, and of course did deny that soul point.
And they're going to take the Herald as well. But, remember we were talking about it. 3 members or more necessary to take a York down in the side lane at this point in the game. And so that means that JDG are able to trade very nicely on the other side of the map. Herald in their hands. They get another wave crash underneath the tier 2 turret and top lane from Scout, who is really starting to get ahead in this game as well. But now FPX are looking for a trade cross map. They, again, are sticking with these 3 grubs on the bottom side. They're going to crack open this tier 2. The teleport is coming in as well. It will be enough. Looks like actually that was a replay showing how they ended up finding that kill onto Olive.
A couple days where I've been disappointed by Scout's play. Not today, as his Silas always a good one. Silas Galio today for Scout. And now goodbye Sheer.
Yeah, it's going to be a great escape to be able to get Hunt out of this one. Taunt onto 2, but surely not going to be anything. Just to try to dish out a little bit of DPS, pump those numbers up a bit. Scout's going to pick up kill number 4 to his name. It's
someone out of Stand United. A lot of tools that were up and available. No cast on Sheer, and said he might use that in 20 seconds to join a fight. Ala on Missing. Okay, he just wanted to burn his ult.
We burn the ult. Might lose our life too, and our flash. We lose everything here for Missing, as that ward was not worth trying to take, man. Missing goes down. Now Cameron Weaver's Wall in a very aggressive position. He has to now flash away, and now can still get collapsed on by Scout. There you can see him scond up Duck. Seismic Shovel stand away 2 is going to buy enough time for Shin to arrive, but the Talia will still die all the same. Shun taken very low. Jway in with the Magnus Storm, going to try to do a little bit more damage, do a little bit more stalling for the rest of FPX to arrive, but they're not nearly close enough. And on the top side of things, Ola got a double kill.
Dragon to try and contest it too.
That was a really bad sequence of events for Fun plus Phoenix. It looked like maybe after they killed Missing, they'd feel comfortable, but here, another questionable decision of where to place one of those semi-global ultimates. We saw multiple times with the Realm Warps in Game 1. This time, the Weaver's Wall to try to save his mid lane turret when there were just way too many members of JDG there to collapse upon.
I just wanted the assist goal.
Yeah, and he was able to find it as he continues to contribute
Shadow
here in this game too. And Shadow gets caught out once again. That should be another dragon.
Being secured right now by Shun, so objective going to be in the hands of JDG as they continue to build this lead. And the scaling they have, I mean, very much favored on their side for me this game. It's going to be really, really difficult to deal with.
Again, I think it's like a little ghost thing. As,
well,
looks like FPX have been kind of playing stall mode as well, because they're just letting Baron go over for free as JDG able to pick that one up. And now fight completely has erupted here. Scout with that stolen away Magnus Storm already locking down Joy. He's going to try to crash in, let the Shen arrive. Bashir does not be able to join the fight. It's the Rel that just dies before the standing United channel can fully be completed. I think Ola might have been able to help in terms of canceling that as well. It could come at the cost of the Yorick going down, and Sheer will get a solo kill, but it comes at the cost of a whole lot more from JDG.
Yeah, why they Rel ulted, or Shen ulted the Rel, I'm a little bit curious about that. Was a really nice reaction from Pays, who did go airborne before. That's a really nice
buffer from Shun, and that's going to allow for Care to go down for the third time this game.
As JDG made sure to make quick work of that one, and trying to make quick work of the series, Grapes, as, again, JDG gave up a little bit of ground to the early game composition of FPX, but, again, like, once FPX tried those two plays at once that both went wayward, it's been all JDG since then, as their scaling kicked in, and it's been a good series for them so far, looking like a pretty good 2-0.
This is the JDG that we're going to get us back half of the season. Playoffs just might have gotten a little bit more crowded towards the top. Been a lot of ups and downs for JDG, even within this Hell Week, Cubby. But back-to-back wins, back-to-back 2-0s would certainly be good momentum going into their series against BLG tomorrow. They still need to close this game out, though, as Shadow is going to try to lock down Pays, but Pays does not care about a level 13 Jin Zhao going on top of him. Sheer, though, might be a bit of an issue, but Pays will pop the E and make sure that Shen is unable to move for the rest of this game, the rest of this series, as the inhibitor in the mid lane will go down. Shun going for the cease and desist. They found Care. The Talia's caught out, and under the base they go. This will be a clean wipe, a clean series as JDG, welcome to the LPL, welcome to Split 2 finally, as they've broken open and had a great last two matches. They get a 2-0 up against FPX, payback from week 3, and jump up to 9-6 overall on the season.
My issue just comes to, we get to a team fight, we get to like a third or a fourth dragon in this game, and Galio's going to be sitting there with 2.5 tank items, almost all of them magic resistance, and most of this NIP team is never going to be able to punch through this guy.
Fortune and the Nico lane. Even though that lane is pushing in, they're going to be pretty happy about things overall. Aki now jumping over with a W to make sure that he is able to avoid the vision in the brush. Meanwhile, JJ going down to the bot side as Leaf just gets flashed on here by Mako, and that results in first blood going over to Invictus Gaming.
So with that, they'll be able to crash another wave towards bottom lane. It'll turn into the first dragon of the game going over to Invictus Gaming. And with a minute and a half before the grub spawn, very easily could just be another wave for this bottom lane and rotate. You're going to be very close to level 6 for your AD carry on this Varus.
We didn't see too much from him at the start of 2025.
So NIP are already getting set up. The Shy has to be very careful. He's potentially going to be dying on this wave. They now know he's here. This might just be a free kill going over to leave.
Pop it with one more. Oh, the flash. Oh, and look at Golly joins at the perfect time. That's disastrous for Ninja Pyjamas. They tried to donate that one over to the Misfortune.
Best that he has played so far this split. The Shy has started to really hone in on some of that consistency, and while he isn't the same flashy player we saw from him in their Worlds win, he's been impressive.
Hold on, looks like NIP want to fight around the spawn of the Grub. Cyclone going to do a lot of damage, combined with the Equalizer. Solo Kill going to try to hunt down Gala, who does not have any summoner spells, and Solo Kill will get on the board as NIP get 2 right back. They're able to claim at least 1 of no ultimate at his disposal, and that means that IG are going to be able to take this away very easily.
Good job. They got the first 2 dragons of the game. They get 2 grubs. IG playing well in this first part of the game, and even able to push Solo Kill off of that wave. I think if he
have found advantages for themselves, most notably here for Gala and JJ, as you mentioned. And with this Herald now spawning in about 15 seconds, we see a full reorientation of priority of our strength here around the top side. As you mentioned, that is the first tower and the first 3 objectives picked up for Invictus Gaming, so they now have the upgraded boost.
NIP lose complete control of the river.
And now it's JJ to start the Dragon up. However, the big AoE team fights ultimates here for NIP will work nicely around this Dragon pit, but already PP got his low. That is no Pop Blossom going to be utilized in the 5v5. Chain of Corruption lands on a leave. He has to cleanse away. The Dragon's ticking low. Bullet time only hitting onto the Shy. They're going to try to target the Galio, but he lands a 2-man taunt. At least going to buy enough time to force everybody but Aki away. The Dragon's secured by Invictus Gaming, but now the fight can begin in earnest. Aki forcing Gala to flash on out as everybody on IG utilizing those summoner spells to get away from the pit as they get the prize that they wanted.
Nico ultimate is very, very impactful.
We'll see if right now does not have that, which means he could be vulnerable on this potential play. He's trying to join them with the rest of his team around the mid lane. Remember, PPGod did not use his Pop Blossom in the last fight. We'll use the Find too, but he gets immediately bursted down by the likes of Rookie and forces Lead to flash away with a shockwave of his own. IG not able to get the Rift Herald as it is smited away by Aki. But in general are feeling very happy about where they are in this game. They get another kill onto the enemy support and can break open this tier 1 in mid.
Yeah, it'll be the Herald in trade, like you had just noted, for a kill and, you know, maybe getting yourself the first turret or the second turret in mid here for IG. Is Aki really going to invest it here? Okay, cool. We're just going to use Trinity Force to help us one-shot this turret alongside solo kill. So, all right. Not at all in all, not a bad trade, I think, there for NIP. In the long term, it is going to be pretty good for them to get at least one of these structures in trade. He's gone for a bit of a different build that is a little bit more focused on him auto-attacking with the Essence Reaver. He is at least incentivized to do more of the AAs.
Solo kill nearly found it onto the Shy. The Flame Spitter will do it, and it'll be a 1-for-1. JJ gets the gold right back, but now topside control is here for NIP. That means Aki can clear away a lot of this vision and make sure that Otacon the Dragon up. So Ninjas in Pyjamas need to make the most of the opportunity. They have Aki on a flank and currently away from any vision that IG have placed around the river. But that means that they know he's not in a position to hit them just yet. The Dragon's been aggroed but not started up here from Invictus Gaming as JJ's trying to clear out this area of the map to make sure that nobody could go in for a potential engage. Remember, when Aki starts the fight, that is a good sign here for NIP. We have 2 items on leave. Doinby also at 2 items, and this could be the breaking point in this game.
Oh, I wonder if Aki, they have pings onto that ward in the brush. They know it's there. Aki is trying to sneak around. Maybe he uses his W. Okay, Rookie and Jidget, they are still waiting. No one from IG know where this guy is. It's going to be the ward cleared out now. So IG will have full vision and control here, and now that poke's starting to land, that Dragon's getting low.
Aki has shown PPGod, this is what the fight that they have to look for would look like, but JJ finds the kill first. Aki not able to find too much. The follow-up damage is just not enough here for Doinby, as it's 2 kills for the price of the Drake, but it will soon be a 3rd maybe, as solo kill has to flash away.
I don't think NIP have any business contesting this.
They're going to have to try at this point as they've already committed a lot of resources. Leave actually Chunky may go out very low. He does not have that unbreakable will and will be taken down. The Otacon's at 6,000 HP and is starting to shred the health bars of Invictus Gaming a little bit. NIP looking for the fight. They do not have their jungler here, so no smite at their disposal, and JJ can maybe get around there. But at the very least, Ninja Pyjamas, they peel IG away from the Otacon, and now they're going to try to start it up with Aki on the way.
Oh my god. Are they going to be able to get away with this? There's ultimates starting to come up. Doinby has hit level 16. IG just give this over. Wow. Again, Mako playing with too much of his HP bar there. Let them have control of the Tri-Brush. Pull the minion wave or pull the Otacon up to the top side onto your side of the map.
To that next step if they want to win this game.
Right. It's going to be another turret here falling for IG. So all of the tier 1s down now for NIP. It's been a rather close game.
Rookie didn't count to 7, and that means he's going to be in a lot of trouble. The Shockwave only buys some time as Solo Kill will pick up the kill onto the Orianna, and now NIP, they have the numbers advantage, and guess what, Ock? That Baron is spawned, and there's no mid laner alive for Invictus Gaming for the next 35 seconds. Solo would be big, but NIP have been able to sneak their way down here towards the bottom side of the river and start the objective up. JJ not around just yet. If he doesn't get here quick enough, that dragon's just going to go over. Aki and the rest of NIP can just smite it away. It's secured by Leave, and the soul is denied once again. Equalizer buying a bunch of space as Gala cannot get to the fight in time. Hero's entrance more like an exit at this point, as Solo Kill and the rest of NIP are going to still look to try to burst the Scalio down. A lot of damage still available. The Shockwave's going to find 2. Aki's taken low, and that means everybody will back away, but NIP once again deny the soul. But JJ and the rest of IG are just going to start this one up, and that's going to be Soul going over to IG without NIP wanting to contest.
Yep, PP God and Aki, they went back to base. Soul's going to spawn here, and it's going to be taken for Invictus. It took them an extra 10-12 minutes, but it finally happened. Grapes, could I sell you on, in 6 minutes' time, maybe an Elder fight? Could I sell you on that?
The way this game is going... looks like
that's how it's feeling.
PP God, what an engage! Seemingly from 2 screens away, forces Rookie to pop the Zanyas, but he will go down as the Shockwave will find him, and Doinby is forced to go golden as well. The Shy's into the fight, but here comes the AoE damage, here comes that Wombo combo. Will it be enough here for Ninjas in Pyjamas? I'm not so sure. Oh, Gala goes down. It's a double kill for the Ferris here as he takes down Doinby, and only Leave is alive. A 4-0 around the Baron pit, and now Invictus Gaming with the soul in their hands might try to just end this game.
All right, never mind selling you on the Elder, Drake. I'm probably selling the game right now because what exactly happened there? NIP in for a penny, in for the whole game potentially here. What the hell was that? Everybody just going in on an amazing engage from PP God, but no one was in position.
Leave is backed. He does not have the bullet time, though. It's going to be a tough task to handle. PP God dies once again. The Shy's low, but the rest of his carries are out of the Nexus turrets. Hero's entrance in. There's the knock-up on the Leave, and there is the game. Invictus Gaming. It took a little longer than expected, but they will pick up the win over Ninjas in Pyjamas in Game 1.
Now you're going to be playing into, if you're diving Yorick, he's going to have potentially all of the prison that he has access to. JJ could be on that side of the map. And if you're diving this bottom lane, you're playing into Xayah and Braum.
Right to the top side where the Shy has not warded just yet. He's going to get taunted up by Solo Kill, and the 2v1 will begin. JJ's not in the area, so it will be the Yorick completely isolated. We'll see if he can get out. Not a ton of damage issue just yet. Oh, the flash to follow. A lot of resources used, but they will find the mark. Solo Kill getting first blood for NIP with the help of Aki.
I feel like the jungle pathing and more aggressive finds coming in is feeling really good. I'll hold that as PP God.
Oh, Lee playing very aggressive. Doesn't know that JJ is here. He now flashes away, but it's going to come at the cost of PP God going down. Gala getting the kill, and IG bounce right back.
Yeah, Doinby actually, surprisingly, early on in the season, despite some of the, the credit that we kind of take away from him from playing the lane, actually had some of the best laning stats. Like, I think his gold at 15 was above average and potentially best in the league. Both supports having access to their ultimates. I'm looking at Doinby right now. He has Flash and he has Tibbers. It's going to be at least one grub
going to find
over.
it. It's on to 2 immediately, and JJ's forced to flash away, but they go right towards Doinby, who gets singled out and taken down by the Poppy. 1-0 in favor of IG so far. Keeper's Bird extends away 1. Aki's able to get at least one of these grubs, but now Leave and Aki are isolated. The Winter's Bite connects. The Seismic Shove does too. Feats of warfare for Invictus Gaming, and they're not done just yet. PP got forced to go over the twisted advance. Leave. Now it's to try to pop off here to 1v3. He finds 1 kill, but that's all that'll get. A teleporting from... It's going to be Doinby to try to rejoin this fight, as Solo Kill has not been able to help out his team at all.
Very many members. I love what Mako does in this fight as the Braum. And then look at Leave. When he presses his ultimate, the shield comes through. We're not going to even see it. It's just going to be the Shy dying.
Yeah, he's going to be able to punch back a little bit onto Solo Kill, though. And Aki is actually separated far enough that Solo Kill might go down to the Maiden. A stun will connect, and the Aegis comes through. And so Solo Kill will survive, albeit barely, as the Shy falls.
The Shy knows. He saw that little grin there. He's like, all right, you know what? Fine. I'm not going to be able to get anything there. I had to use my flash. Goes down.
Make sure that doesn't ever happen, as they're the ones to start up the second dragon. It would, again, be the feats of strength if they pick it up.
Pantheon is not really in the area. Maybe he goes over this wall, but, I mean, no one's in position. Feats of strength going over. It's going to be those first 3 objectives. And, again, the first 2 dragons of the game going over to Invictus. Doesn't have much pressure on his side of the map. This is going to be Herald. It took 1 play from NIP to kind of mess this up, and now with IG pressuring them, Talia's on the way, but doesn't have this. Going to be a teleport out from Doinby.
He's going to be into the fight first. However, the Shy has rejoined the rest of his team. The Herald's at 5,000 HP. Aki can steal this with a Comet Spear Smite combination. And here comes a huge taunt from Solo Kill combined with the crowd control of Peepicon. It results in NIP picking themselves up the Herald. And the jump forward will tuck down Gala. Ninjas in Pyjamas. This is the game 2 magic, baby. As they pick themselves up the Herald, there goes Lee with the Killer Instinct. It takes down Mako. But it gets now knocked back by the seismic shove of Rookie. And NIP will be forced to retreat.
They're back in, but Aki had actually gone back into the pit a lot sooner. We're back to live.
The Shy's dead.
The Shy's getting owned. All right, sure, keep making plays on side. But again, just having the Pantheon, having the Maokai, being able to set up for your team, so important. We saw that Aki flashes forward to actually find and engage onto Gala, knowing that he doesn't have ultimate. So I think a great performance yet again coming in from one of the newest members of NIP in Solo Kill.
That taunt just gave him so much opportunities for things there. As JJ will give a little, that was very rude to Tibbers. We used a Hex Flash and everything there.
Put themselves in prime position. Solo Kill does have teleport, and he doesn't have ultimate coming up, but Herald now spawned in mid lane.
Yeah, there's a Nature's Grasp. He's already going to buy a lot of space. Rookie gets stunned up again by Doinbeat, but he's forced to go golden and wait for Solo Kill to arrive. Oh, the steadfast presence makes sure that Leave doesn't get all the way through with the Killer Instinct, and that could be disastrous here for NIP. Seismic Shove is going to find Solo Kill, and there's already 2 kills in favor of Invictus, and they're going to be able to look for more. Leave is singled out. Aki gets 1, but Leave is down. Mako in some trouble, but he buys enough time for the rest of his team to come in, and Invictus Gaming will find themselves the ace.
Okay, so they're going to put themselves on Soul Point. A fantastic fight. Jeje's Poppy, man. That steadfast presence, you noted it during the fight, stops Lee from flying in. Mako's able to also keep his team alive with this Braum. It is so difficult for NIP if you know that you're not able to get a clean engage there. He also stops Solo Kill from going on in.
Do not play these orthodox 5v5 team fights. They'll be feeling pretty good about themselves as well.
Okay, it's a 2v2, actually going to turn into a 3v3. Oh, everybody's here.
Oh, everybody's in the party, but all of a sudden, that's the Pantheon out of the picture as JJ once again comes up big with a massive Keeper's Verdict to make it a big numbers advantage here for Invictus Gaming. They take Doinbeat down, who's had himself a rough couple of minutes here in this game number 2.
These turrets, Tashai was able to grab one in bottom lane. He is still pushing, and he still has the Maiden. So it's going to be 3 turrets here coming on through for Invictus Gaming. They're not going to go for the Otacon. I think that would be an overstay on their part, but they're going to get so much global gold for themselves. And just the fact that they've opened up some of these lanes, I think is going to be a very, very big boon.
All the sauce, right, on to Rookie, and now that Seraph Shield is going to make it even harder. Speaking of that Talia, the Weaver's Wall going to cut off PP God, make sure the 4th tower of the game goes the way of Invictus Gaming. And the gold is less than 2,000. We can see that. We can see that, you know.
Right now, we're seeing a posture on the top side. I think if this play does not go off immediately for IG, you can kind of see them posturing around this Otacon. You are more focused in a minute and a half's time around that Dragon. That is soul for IG if they can secure it.
A lot easier to go for as the Otacon's at 5,000. Now it's started off by IG. JJ still
wall.
looking for the play, still looking for the smite. Aki is forced away, and that means that IG say thanks for the leash and pick up the Otacon for themselves. Leaf still wants to party. They still want to try to fight this one out here as there comes the Grand Starfall. Aki going in with Solo Kill, and that's the combo that we were looking for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They already find the kill on Mako, and they force a flash away from the side, but Lee will follow him up. It is going to be Aki falling eventually, and Solo Kill dashing away, and a 2-for-1 overall setup for NIP.
Listen, there's no place for Aki.
As long as Leave can get here, it would be secure, but it should be the Infernal Soul in for Invictus Gaming because Aki died. And even though NIP had the numbers advantage, they weren't able to force out IG. Now here comes the fight. It is a 5v4 as everybody has respawned, and Leave is caught out and taken down by Gala. Now here comes the Shy. Still looking to chase as all of IG are grouped up still. Aggressive here for the Shy. He's going to pay for it potentially with his life, but he heals up nicely with the help of Mako, who pops the Unbreakable, and he's looking for Doinbeat when now it's to go golden. Aki finally arriving. Keeper's Verdict sends away the Shen. And that means IG have full prio around this mid lane to take this tier 2 down.
I would like to apologize to everybody in the audience. The NIP cope had immediately made its way into my brainstem. So I apologize. They did not get the Otacon. Ultimate again. There's another Shen ultimate coming up in 6. They need to make a Baron seal, and even then that might be the end of the game.
with the help of Gala. I mean, it's already down before Aki can even get into the pit, so now they're just looking for the fight. The Grand Starfall comes out, but JJ with a really nice heroic charge is going to make sure that Gala's alive for now.
Oh my
and the
God.
Blade Caller will take down Solo Kill before the taunt even finishes its channel time. It's a double kill picked up for Gala. Doinby dies on the backside to the Shy, and Invictus Gaming with full control of game number 2, looking to take down NIP.
Well, it's time to end NIP's Game 2 merchant status. We're going to get push in mid. They have 2 grubs as well. Demolish should end this one up. And maybe this is just going to be IG finally finding a win versus Ninjas and Pyjamas in 2025.
It's just Leave and PP God left alive against all 5 members of Invictus Gaming. They take down the top inhib. They will back away, though, knowing that Solo Kill and Aki, if it ends up paying off here for Leave, as he's now down very far behind to Gala and the rest of Invictus Gaming. Solo Kill with a deep TP, as you mentioned. And they're going to look to try to cut them off here with the Grand Starfall. Lock down Gala. There's the big taunt, but it's not nearly enough follow-up here for NIP. And Gala will be able to send back the feathers, rip up a double kill for himself. And by the way, the rest of IG, or rest of NIP, I should say, are in the base because of JJ's Keeper's verdict. 2v5 on the map. It is just Leave and Doinby. Leave uses the killer instinct to try to get away. There's a Tibbers. It does a little bit of damage, but not nearly enough. And finally, Rookie will get his revenge over NIP in the 2025 season. For the first time in 2025, it is IG getting the victory over Ninjas in Pyjamas. They jump up to 9-7 overall and are on the hunt for that top 4 spot.
IG, they're starting to go on a little bit of a run here. We had some questions after that loss to AL, that loss to Top Esports.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.